Welcome back to your free training course on Windows 7. In some cases, you may want to upgrade to Windows 7, but there will be no direct upgrade path. When this happens, you can perform a migration to Windows 7. When you perform a migration to Windows, you copy over settings and documents. Unfortunately, after the migration, you are going to have to reinstall all your applications. The version of Windows you are running will determine your ability to upgrade to Windows 7, and migrating may be your only choice. For example, if you are running Windows XP, there are no upgrade paths available if you want to change from a 32-bit version of Windows to a 64-bit version of Windows. The same is true if, for some reason, you want to change from a 64-bit operating system to a 32-bit operating system. If you purchase new hardware or change hardware, you may also want to perform a migration. For example, if you have been using a desktop computer, you can change to a laptop. In situations like these, an upgrade is not possible and your only choice is to perform a migration. When migrating to Windows 7, there are two different ways to perform the migration. First, if you install Windows 7 on the same hardware that contains an existing operating system, this is called wipe and load. You literally back up everything you need, wipe the hard disk, and then install the new operating system. Once complete, you copy over your settings, data, and reinstall your applications. The other kind of migration you would perform is when installing on different hardware. This usually occurs when you purchase a new computer. This is called a side-by-side migration. This is normally done when you can put the computers next to each other and copy settings between them. Having said that, the computers do not have to be next to each other. You could, for example, back up the settings and data to a network share and then access them from the other computer. To transfer files and settings from one computer to another computer, there are two software tools that you can use. The first is the Easy Transfer Wizard. This simple wizard is used when you want a quick solution and only have a few computers to perform migration on. The next is the User State Migration Tool, or USMT. The big difference with this tool is that it is scriptable. This makes it the better choice when you have a large number of computers. However, it is not as simple to use. The Easy Transfer Wizard works by saving your settings on the network or to an external storage such as a USB drive. If both computers are near each other, you can also use the Easy Transfer cable shown here. This cable is a USB cable that is plugged into both computers and allows you to transfer settings between the two PCs. The Easy Transfer Wizard works with Windows XP, Windows Vista, and Windows 7 and is included with these operating systems. Even so, it is best to download the latest version from Microsoft before you use the Easy Transfer Wizard. The Easy Transfer Wizard works by migrating user settings and data. However, it does not migrate software or applications. Once you finish using the Easy Transfer Wizard, you will need to reinstall your applications. Let's take a closer look at how the Easy Transfer Wizard works. For this demo, I will transfer settings from a Windows XP computer running on a 32-bit computer to a Windows 7 computer running 64-bit. Even if I were to first upgrade to Windows Vista and then Windows 7, the change of architecture is not a supported upgrade. The latest version of the Easy Transfer Wizard requires you to be running Windows XP with Service Pack 2. Even the original Windows XP with no Service Pack was shipped with a copy of the Easy Transfer Wizard. When possible, I would suggest downloading and installing the latest version of the Easy Transfer Wizard so you have access to the latest bug fixes. I have already downloaded the very latest of the Easy Transfer Wizard and placed it on the desktop. The install is a simple one. Run the install program, accept the license agreement, and the Easy Transfer Wizard will be updated. There is a transfer wizard that comes with Windows XP, but this is not compatible with Windows 7. Once updated, the Easy Transfer Wizard can run from the Start menu, All Programs, and then Windows Easy Transfer. Once you are past the welcome screen, you need to select how you want to transfer your data and settings. The first option allows you to use a cable connecting the two computers together. If the two computers are not next to each other or you do not have a direct cable connection, the next option allows you to transfer the files and settings using the network. Failing this, you can always store the settings on removable media such as a DVD, USB drive, or floppy disk. If you do not have many documents, or you only want to transfer settings over, it may be possible to store all the data on a small removable device. For this example, I will store the settings in a folder on the C drive and then manually copy this folder from one computer to the other. If you wish, you can also configure a password. Once you have determined where you want to store the data, on the next screen you can select what settings you want to save. The first option transfers all user accounts, files, and settings. This is a good option to select if your computer is used by more than one person. The next option transfers settings from only the current logged-in user. The last setting, Advanced Options, allows me to pick and choose which users and settings that I want to transfer. If I select this option, you can see on this screen I can select which items I want to transfer. By default, Windows will attempt to copy all your settings and all your documents. But if you want to add additional options, you can select the options at the bottom to add additional files and folders. Currently I'm logged in as the user admin. At the bottom you can see that the user account CEO is also selected. If you had multiple user accounts, you could select and deselect those as needed. Once you have determined what you want to transfer, Windows will capture the settings and files and save them. Once the wizard is complete, I can now switch to my Windows 7 computer. The Easy Transferred wizard is already installed on Windows 7, and as long as you have the latest updates installed, you should not need to install it. If I now open Windows Explorer, I have copied the data captured from Windows Easy Transfer to the C drive. To use it, I simply need to double-click on it. You will notice that once loaded, I can select which users I want to transfer. If you select Advanced Options, you can change the accounts the user will be transferred to. Once all the settings have been transferred, you may be asked to reboot the computer. Once the computer is rebooted, any user accounts that were required to be created have been created, and your files and settings have been transferred. The Easy Transfer wizard works well when you have only a few computers from which to transfer files and settings, but in an enterprise environment, you may want to use a different tool. If you have more than one computer to migrate settings to and from, you may want to consider using the User State Migration tool. This tool is included with the Windows Automated Installation Kit, which is available as a free download from Microsoft. This is a command line tool, so it can be used in scripts. In an enterprise environment, you may decide to add this tool to a login script. For example, you may configure a user to automatically run this tool when logged in. When you want to perform a migration, you simply log into the computer using this user. The User State Migration tool is harder to use than the Easy Transfer wizard, but it is more scalable, so will work with many computers, not just the one. Due to the extra configuration required, you generally would not use the User State Migration tool with just one computer. The big disadvantage with the User State Migration tool is that there is no option to transfer settings via a direct cable connection. You need to store the data created by the User State Migration tool on an intermediate storage, usually a network drive. There are two executables related to USMT. These are Scan State and Load State. Scan State saves the settings while Load State loads the data saved by Scan State and applies it to the computer. If I now change to my server that has Windows Automated Tools installed, the first thing I need to do is share out the directory containing the executables. By default, this is under the Tools directory located in the Windows AIK program directory. Once this directory has been shared, I can access the Scan State tool from my Windows XP computer. If I now change to my Windows XP computer and open a command prompt, I can run scan state to capture files and settings from this computer. First of all, I need to enter in the file name and path for the scan state executable. Following this, I need to enter in a folder to which to save the data. I have created another share on that server to hold the migration data. The next two parameters are XML files. These files provide the configuration information for the tool. The first one defines the application settings that will be captured. Microsoft provides a file for you to use, but you are free to customize it if you want. The next XML file determines which users will be captured. There are another two XML files not shown here which you can customize to your needs. The scan state will save all the settings and files from this computer specified in the XML files to the shared folder I specified. Now that these settings have been saved, I can now change to my Windows 7 computer. Before I can import the settings, I will first browse to the network share where I saved the settings. If I open the folder, you will notice that there is an Easy Transfer Wizard file. The files created by ScanState are compatible with the Easy Transfer Wizard, so you can import them using this tool. For the purpose of this exercise, I will instead import the files and settings using the Load State tool. To do this, open a command prompt, making sure that you open the command prompt as an administrator. For the Load State executable, the parameters are the same. Specify the location containing the data and also the two XML files. Load State will now start importing all the files and settings. This concludes migrating to Windows 7. In the next video, I will look at ways you can customize Windows 7. If you have a lot of Windows 7 installs to perform and you need to make changes to the base install, there are many tools for Windows 7 you can use to change the install media. Once changed, when you perform a clean install of Windows 7, it will already be customized to your needs.